You're going right in for the kill, huh? Right in for the kill. No, it's been frustrating, certainly. We've had now 6 straight weeks where our practice schedule and lifting schedule, training schedule has been disrupted by the weather. And but our guys are learning how to adapt. I think, we've played pretty well in the 2 rain delay games that we've had in Michigan State and FIU. So, it is what it is. I think our guys are pretty used to it. This week, it's different because you want to be thankful that you had a bye week. The problem is we didn't find out about this hurricane until late in the week, and you plan your 2 weeks thinking that you're going to have a normal week coming out of it going into the game. And so when now that has to change and you can't go back and get that time back that maybe you cut off of practice the week prior. So it's been difficult. We're going to get pretty much a normal weekend, we think. We didn't have a Monday practice, so I guess it wouldn't be a normal week. So we made Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We'll make tomorrow like a Thursday practice. And then, pardon, I'm screaming a lot. And then we'll kind of play Thursday by ear is what it looks like. Yesterday when we were planning, kind of looked like Wednesday might be the day that would be disrupted, but now it's looking more like Thursday. So we'll try to get a full weekend through Wednesday and then kind of play Thursday by ear. But our guys have been great. And again, if our practice schedule being disrupted is the least that this natural disaster, the least bit inconvenience that it causes us, I think will be good. So I do want to let everybody, especially on the West Coast, know, West Coast of Florida, that we're thinking about them. I know we got a ton of players from that area, and we know it's, I think, still as of now, supposed to get hit pretty hard, either late Wednesday night or Thursday morning. So, and then also our area too. It doesn't look like we're going to be spared a whole lot too. So, we know that there's big real world problems going on out there, but if we're going to play the game on Saturday, which it looks like we are, then we need to get our work in, and our guys have been great on being adaptable to that.
Sometimes the bright side of something like that is it does make 3 hours of just getting the focus on football pleasant for the guys and the coaching staff. Have you seen the guys respond in a positive way?
Yeah, I thought yesterday, I told the guys before they got really, really wet towards the end of practice, but at the first hour of practice, it was our best, crispest, most focused practice in shorts that we've had since I've been here. Now, probably should have been. They had 3 days off and they should be rested, but today much of the same, a little bit more back into the routine. But yeah, I think you're right. When you got a lot of these distractions going on in the real world, a lot of times it's refreshing to get out there on that field and kind of lose yourself a little bit.
So on to football and the next weekend. What do you see out of North Texas and preparation for that?
Yeah, this is, coach has got them going really good. They're 4-1, led mostly by their offense. Chandler Morris at quarterback is a young man that I saw in high school, heck of a player in high school, and was a big-time recruit, and got a ton of respect for his dad, former head coach at SMU, Arkansas, offensive coordinator at Clemson, and Chad Morris. So football family, anytime you get those guys, you got a coach's kid at quarterback that was whatever he was, a 4-star talent-wise, who's a coach's kid who's now in his 6th year or 5th year or whatever he is. That's a really, really smart dude back there taking snaps for you. And he's got 16 touchdowns in 5 games. That's, by my math, that's over 3 a game. But he has thrown 6 picks, so that's over 1 a game. So we've got to make him, we've got to disrupt him. at the end of the day, if he has a good day, we're not going to have a good day. And we need to make sure that, one, we cover the guys really well, but two, that that he feels that kind of pressure. I said on the TV show that, I've been around some really, really good quarterbacks, coached some, had to coach against some too, and none of them can throw it from their back, and very few of them can throw it at their best when guys are breathing down their neck. So he's the key defensively. We've got to make him feel uncomfortable, and part of that is making sure guys aren't open too down the field.
So heading out of the bye week, what's the feeling like in the locker room, conference play coming up, and how's the overall health of the team?
Well, the overall health is not great, but it's not getting any better. When you're down 4 out of your projected top 6 wide receivers, and we've got a couple guys that'll be out for the season. That's a blow that you don't make up. There's no waiver wire, right? So the health is what it is. You'll see Jay Will back. You'll see, hopefully, if he makes it through this week, Zeke Moore back. I'm trying to think of anybody else.
Cam
Fancher, yeah, he was, other than last Tuesday's practice, he's been full go. He was just, still some of that swelling was still in there, but he's been fine. And I think the team is optimistic because I think they've seen us at our best, right? I mean, that second half against Wagner, that's what a good American Conference team is supposed to do against an FCS team. We shut them out. We held them to 60 yards. We, got the ball, or no, we stopped them on 4th down, rushed for 220 yards. Those are all things that we looked like what an American Conference team is supposed to look like playing an FCS team at home. And so I think they're like, whoa, okay. But they also saw that second quarter where they were like, man, if we don't dot our I's and cross our T's every single play, an FCS team can make us look silly, And so I think it's almost it's a good hesitation. Like they know who they are, and they know what they're capable of, and it's like, okay, but we still see this over here, and we're on red alert to make sure that we don't, start sliding down a slippery slope again.
So, is it Fancher's been taking the primary ones again?
Yeah.
Or are you still mixing it in the sessions with him and Weissman at one?
I wouldn't say mixing. He's been getting the majority.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're kind of back to where we were.
I think so.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
Is it
With I think a much more comfortable feel for if we needed to call Kayson's number, one, his readiness, and then two, kind of us knowing what he's capable of too.
So Cam's thumb seems to be back on track.
Yeah, should not be a limiting factor.
Okay, got it.
Yes.
So it's not the same plan as Wagner had like a scripted time to use Kayson, excuse me?
Correct. No, it is not.
You mentioned a couple weeks ago, not sure if wanting to mention the fact of Kayson stepping away from football. We talked about it on the podcast. And so what is that like for you as a head coach, giving a guy an opportunity to bounce back and get those reps of football? And like a couple months ago, there was a chance it wasn't going to happen at all.
Oh, I could be a smart ass. I'm gonna be. Did you see our quarterback room in the spring? I mean, we were. It was open invitation a little bit. So he had the good fortune of that. But I think he was just. I mean, you don't lose the love. You don't lose your ability to play that position or this game in a couple months. I almost saw it as a plus, that here's a guy that walked away, albeit in the off season, right? I mean, but in his mind, he was done, and but found a recommitment to something that he loves, and You can tell. I mean, I didn't know him before, but I sure do like this version and his passion for the game, for sure. So I don't think it was a big deterrent. Now, had he been off 3-4 years, maybe, but yeah, a couple months I was good with.
You know, with everything that's going on, we've seen it happen at a couple schools where players will redshirt with the intent to transfer. That, as far as we know, that hasn't happened yet here. Do you feel like that's kind of a testament to the culture that's being built a little bit?
Yeah, I appreciate you saying that. It's hard, you know, it's hard, and you've got to be mindful of the freedoms that some of these young guys have now with our rules the way that they are, and you have to respect that. But you also have to do a great job of understanding that you know, we're still in the relationship business, we're still in the people business, and very few people aren't. You are, I am, right? Every salesperson is, you know, maybe the ditch digger somewhere, he's not in the people business. But getting back to that, I think when you prove to a young man that you have his best interests off the field first in mind, and that you make decisions that prove to him over and over again that you do, and you have his best interests in mind on the field, and you prove to him over and over and over again that you continue to make him a really good player or a better player than he was a year ago, that goes a long way with, you know, playing time maybe is not where the guy might want it, but he knows or believes that it's his own doing and not his coach's. He's not getting screwed. He's not, you know, all of that because of that relationship with his coach. And so hopefully we have a lot less guys year in and year out that kind of have their eye on the door, because the way we go about our business makes it difficult to do that.
All good?
Good.
I got a comment that you might be interested in.
Sure.
So the weather Saturday is supposed to be phenomenal.
I hear tomorrow morning it's like 69 or something like that.
Supposed to be nice.
Hell yeah.
I mean, like,
We just got to
No-
gut out the next,
no humidity.
the next couple days.
and no lightning.
You had one more?
Yeah, I was gonna say that's Matt over there.
He's hiding
Yeah,
over there.
You can talk crap about him.
No. You know, we
hiding
talked a
over there.
little bit about the benefits of having an IPF, and with the storm going around, do you feel like that's the next necessary thing for this program to be, you know, taking that next step up as a practice facility like that?
Yeah, and I know that Brian White, our athletic director, shares that vision with me. You know, we made the jump into this conference. I hope with eyes very wide open. You know, of the 14 teams in this conference, you know, us and Charlotte are the only two that don't either have an indoor practice facility or plans to get one. And so we're working really hard behind the scenes. I know Brian and Mary are, and it's fun to see that and them understand. And the university, like, hey, we decided to be in this conference. We better act like it, you know. And so although it has affected these last few weeks, it's been nice to see, you know, the people on campus acknowledge, like, hey, this is something we need, and we need it in a hurry, even something temporarily, even, you know, by next off season. So I think the wheels are definitely in motion. I don't want to.
A rice bubble?
I don't want to overset. Nothing's been promised to me, certainly, but I am confident that everybody that needs to know how important it is does know how important it is, and is working really hard to make sure that we get there.
Thank you.
Definitely, we know we got a tough one coming in. They like to throw the ball and they gonna challenge us. So we just had a big emphasis on just being intentional in that practice, knowing what we gonna get, and just locking into our little keys and details every play, so we know that we're on point when it comes to game time. We already know it's gonna be a big challenge. They're gonna throw the ball, and we just gotta go out there and be intentional with every rep. Just go hard.
You obviously the game has slowed down for you as a senior, but you're also playing with several guys who have quite a bit of experience. Does that experience and the language and communication across the backfield help you guys?
Oh yeah, definitely. Communication play a big role in the back end. We just gotta make sure we communicate. Every little movement that happens, we gotta make sure we communicate so we know we in the right fit or the right place to be or the right key to be. So we just gotta make sure communication be a big role in every week and every rep and practice too as well.
When you face off against two pretty talented receivers in Ward and Sheffield, what goes into the prep for them and trying to shut them down?
The scout team, we just gotta make sure that they're giving us a good look at practice so that we know what we're getting, so we can get them good game quality reps in practice, so we already know what's at hand, and we know we gotta. I mean, it's not really. I'm not just gonna say this is a tough matchup like something crazy. It's just some more receivers that's just coming in and play, so we not really just so tight and tense. Like we just same preparation as every week. Just play hard and go hard every play, and the results gonna come.
With the bye week, was it a good chance for everyone to kind of get healthy, take a break, and how do you guys feel coming out of that bye?
They gave us 3 days off. We had a little bye week. I mean, it wasn't just a rest week, so you just gotta go get recovery and try to build your body back, get right, to come back and be fresh, ready to play. But yeah, the excitement's there though. We back rolling, so everybody gonna be excited.
Anybody else?
What's that feeling like? You're a senior veteran with this conference like coming up. Is it you guys kind of feel like this is a chance to set the tone for the rest of the season? This first game.
Oh yeah, definitely. Every game is a game to set the tone, but yeah, this one definitely is the one to set the tone because they like to throw the ball a lot. So we go out there and get takeaways, and we got to go out there and prove we can do that. So yeah.
This probably doesn't play into your head at all, but I just want to ask just because it's a data point. Only the second time this year, the other team was Michigan State, that you guys are an underdog. Is there any extra motivation from that perspective?
I mean, I'm motivated every day, every practice, every second. Really, like I know what time it is. Like I know, so no matter what nobody say or what they put out there on internet, anything, I don't look into all that. So I hope my God's not looking into that either. We just gonna go out there and just execute and make sure we doing our job and working together, communicating and playing hard, and the results gonna come.
Okay.
I mean, we put a big emphasis on that. I mean, blocking, being able to put somebody on their back it's really just part of being a receiver, being a complete receiver. So I definitely look forward to that, and so do the other receivers.
It's the bye week was a good time for your room. I think regroup, people having a chance to fight for positions again. Did you see a lot of movement and a lot of excitement in the running back room?
Oh yeah, there's a lot.
The wide receiver room.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of excitement every day. I mean, we're constantly working, trying to prove ourselves and get better.
Questions?
First time talking to you so far this season. What's been your thoughts so far on the season and what you've gone through first time taking the field really this year, and battling through those struggles as a team to get to where you're at? How has that affected you?
I mean, it's been really exciting taking the field for the first time. I've always dreamed about this. I mean, I've been trusting God, praying about this my whole life, really. And, going through the season, we just control what we can control. You know what I'm saying? Going 1-0 every single day. Just playing to a standard of excellence, really. Just trying to be the best we can be every day, no matter what the outcome is. We got to keep striving to be our best.
It kind of seemed like you and Kaysen had a bit of a downfield connection in his time last game. What was it like seeing him on the field, and is that something you guys worked on in the offseason?
Yeah, me and Kaysen, it was definitely cool having that connection in the game. We definitely worked on it all offseason, so I wasn't surprised when it came to life in the game.
Ask me about Kaysen. He was expecting to play at a scripted time and ended up, taking the wheel for the rest of the game. How would you evaluate the way he handled that?
I mean, I think he played great coming in. That's his first time playing in college, and I think he handled the pressure great coming in and all around. Like, he just did his job and led us to victory, really.
I'm sure you may. I don't know if you've seen the offensive side of UNT, but they try to air the ball out and everything that goes into it. From an offensive side of things, what kind of goes into slowing that down? And do you think, from what you've seen from the DBs, is that what's going to be capable of them out there?
I mean, just getting takeaways is really important. I mean, our DB room is really good, one of the best I've ever seen. So I really have a lot of confidence in them, and I know they can do it.